Hello everyone, my name is Rajat Agrawal and I'm here to help you with your GMAT prep, the first step towards realizing your MBA dream. So let us continue our discussion on data sufficiency, understanding what's the fuss about. So I hope you watched the previous videos. This is part 3 and we'll look at some more examples to understand the nitty-gritties of data sufficiency. Alright. So let's quickly jump into this example. It's a simple question based on inequality. Is x greater than 5? Statement 1 tells you 3x equals 21 and statement 2 tells you 4x equals 12. As usual, we can use this grid to keep track of the options while solving. So go ahead, hit the pause, try this for a minute and then look at the solution. Alright, so I am assuming you've taken some time to try get an answer. Let us look at this one. Statement 1 says 3x equals 21, which gives you x equals 7. Now the question is x greater than 5? Since x equals 7, the question becomes, is 7 greater than 5? What would you say? Yes, 7 is indeed greater than 5. Now since it gives you a definite yes, has it answered the question? It does. Question was, is x greater than 5? If it is 7, it is indeed greater than 5. So statement 1 clearly answers the question, it is sufficient. If statement 1 is sufficient, you realize that B, C, E cannot be your answers because statement 1 sufficient is only in option A or in option D, right? So let us jump to statement 2. According to statement 2, you have 4x equals 12, which gives you x equals 3. Now the question says, is x greater than 5? So we are asking, effectively we are asking, is 3 greater than 5? Is it? Clearly a no. 3 is not greater than 5, right? So is 3 greater than 5? You will say no. But in saying no, have we answered the question? Does it really answer the question? What would you say? Tricky situation. A lot of people make this mistake on the GMAT. At the moment they get a no, they feel it is not answering the question. But that is kind of incorrect because it actually does answer your question. For example, if I ask you, are you Superman? Chances are you will say no. By saying no, have you answered my question? You have, right? You told me that you are not Superman. You are still answering the question. But the point to remember is the answer to a question can be a yes or a no. It must be definite. It must be a clear yes or a clear no without any kind of maybe involved, right? So in a yes or a no kind of a question, you must have a definite yes or a definite no for it to be considered a sufficient statement. Alright. Now statement 1 gives a definite yes, statement 2 gives a definite no, which means each statement independently answers the question. Alright. So looking at the options, we are left with A and D. Since statement 2 has also answered the question, A is ruled out, you will be left with option D. That is, each statement alone is sufficient. So simple example, but an important underlying concept that a yes or a no are equally good answers. It must be definite without any maybe. Alright. So stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, and you have the Telegram link given here. You can connect with me on Telegram for getting answers to your GMAT queries. I'll also share these links in the description, and together let's conquer the GMAT. Alright, stay tuned for more.